Hey guys, welcome to this session. Our topic is periodic classification, and today let's discuss the general trends. Now let's see the concept of general trends. General trends, this refers to the change in some properties of elements across the periods and down the groups in the periodic table. So basically, refers to the changes of some of the properties of the elements in the periodic table, including across the periods and down the groups, as we've classified the first 20 elements in the periodic table. Now, these trends become more obvious if we leave aside the noble gases, as we said that the noble gases are stable elements. So, in this case, we shall concentrate our efforts on the variations in the most important properties of the elements only. That includes the elements below the noble gases or group O. So this is a periodic table of the first 20 elements, starting from hydrogen to calcium. Now, we said that the periods are the rows, while the groups are the columns. So from there, we'll see the changes in the properties in these elements across these periods and the groups. Now, the following is just a summary of changing some properties of the elements down the group and across the periods. Now, starting with the first one, atomic and the ionic size. Now, the sizes of atoms and the ions may be given in terms of atomic radius and the atomic radius units, respectively. Now, the number of shares an atom or ion possesses in the nuclear charge determines the size of atom and ion. So, if the if this atom possesses a large number of this number of shares, it means will also determine the larger size of atom. If it has a small number of shares, we also determine the smaller number of the size, small size of the atom or ion. Now, this is how the two properties vary along the period and down the group, starting with the atomic size. Now, down the group, the atomic size increases down the group. This means that from a periodic table, take an example, the first group. This means that the atomic size increases down the group. As you can see that there's increase of the shares, so the atomic sizes increases down the group, starting with the first group that is consists of the hydrogen, moving on to the other group, the next group. So this, it means that across these groups, the atomic sizes increases down the group. So if you move more down to the group, it means the atomic sizes increases. Now, along the period, considering the normal elements only, the size of atoms, they decrease from left to right. So it means that this is because an atomic number increases across the period. The nuclear charge that is due to the increasing protons increases, and the electrons in the shells are pulled closer to the nucleus. So that's short about the atomic size. Let's see the ionic size, starting with the positive ions, known as the cations. Now, down the group, on the descending the group, this means that you are decreasing the group. It means the number, the nuclear charge increases and the number of shares increase by 1 at each step. So the ionic size also increases. So ionic sizes increases as moving or descending the group. Now, a positive ion is smaller than the corresponding neutral atom because on the forming of the ion, the metal atom also loses the valence electrons. What is let's see these valence electrons. This refers to the electrons in the outermost shell of an atom. Now, any further removal of the electrons from the ion will decrease the ionic size further. Now, talking about the across the periods, the ionic size does not change. This means that it remains the same as you move across the period from either direction. If you move from left to right, the ionic size does not change. Now let's see the negative ions. We've already seen the positive ions. Now the negative ion is larger compared to the corresponding neutral atom because on forming an ion, one or more electrons are added to the atom. Now the added electrons are repelled by the electrons already present in the outermost shell, hence leading to an increase in the size of atom, even though no new shell is formed. So down the group and across the period, the ionic size increases down the group and along the period. This means that from left to right. Now let's see the other property, the atomic radii, singular, it is radius. The atomic radius, this is the distance from the center of the nucleus to the outermost shell, that is the valence shell. Now down the group, specify this atomic radii of elements increase down the group with increasing in atomic size, while along the period, in the period, the atomic radii decreases from left to right with an increase in atomic numbers. So we've discussed these two changes in properties of the elements across the periods and the groups. So thank you for listening. I hope it's clear. We'll see the other properties in our next video. I hope it's clear. Thank you for listening.